Welcome in, everybody! Our final best of 5 of the day as we are getting into Infernal Shrines. On the left side is Exodia Light, and on the right side is going to be Rabid Raccoons. We are going to be seeing, let's see, first pick is going to be picked up by Exodia Light, map pick going over to the side of Rabid Raccoons, and this will be Rabid Raccoons banning away Towers of Doom, Exodia Light banning away Infernal Shrines, banning away Battlefield of Eternity. Infernal Shrines will be the map 1 pick, coming out from Rabid Raccoons, and we'll see what our map number 1 looks like. There's the Twitch prediction for all of you. As we have a Brightwing Orphea target ban by the side of Exodia Light and a Junkrat Lucio ban on the right side. First pick, Blaze. Who would have thought it? You know what we haven't seen at all today? Genji. We have not seen any Genji outside of bans. Genji was banned a couple times in a couple maps. I just dropped something. Whatever. Genji was banned in a couple maps, but Hogger Hanzo on the right side. This is, I think, the first Hogger of the day. Infernal Shrine is a really good map for him as well. Blaze with what? Are they going to go for like a dive-heavy, you know, jump, run at your face sort of composition? And it does seem like that. I will say this, the Tahoe Burger Bros, last note on this, the Tahoe Burger Bros is way better than Five Guys. Five Guys is massively overrated, overpriced, and it is not a very good burger. They wrap that shit in tinfoil and it gets all soggy. It's just, ugh. Genji will be banned, so we continue to see no Genji today. To do with the Hogger Hanzo, Anduin's not a bad ban unless Exodia Light's trying to get it. But I really do like the idea of an Anduin ban. Scorch played a lot of Brightwing Malfurion, and they're actually going to ban out the Garrosh. Interesting. So I feel like with a Garrosh ban, Exodia Light are going to be leaning into a sort of pseudo-dive comp. Like Johanna she does kind of dive where, you know, you pop Iron Skis right at the enemy team. Blaze has a good jet propulsion. So I do feel like a ban on Garrosh leads me to believe this is going to be some sort of dive comp coming out from Exodia Light. The Hogger Hanzo, I still like the Anduin with the Hogger. It's going to be Rhaegar Diablo. Okay. So they're gonna have some control into the pressure of Blaze Johanna, and they can flex this last pick into a mage, into another sustained damage dealer, if they want to pick up something like a Thrall who kind of blends between melee assassin and a bruiser. Imperius does seem pretty decent here. Sylvanas would be a great amplifier. There's a lot of things they can do with this last pick on Rabid Raccoons. Blaze, Chromie, Johanna. They need a healer. They will pick up Malfurion, and there's an Imperius. Really good draft coming out from Exodia Light. I absolutely love this. Condemn, Celestial Charge, Root for Malfurion, Chromie, Artillery. Now, what are they going to do with all of that? They have a baseline cleanse. Something with, like, knockback, like a Raynor wouldn't be bad, but I don't think we'll see Raynor. Malthael will be the last pick. A lot of health pools on the left side. Malthael harassment's pretty good. I think this is a Tormented Souls game. Iron Skin Bunk. Yeah, I think this is a Tormented Souls game. I actually really would like that. Well, either way, Twitch prediction is going for our final best of 5 of the day. Get your gambles in. Let's find out who wins. yourselves for battle, heroes. Sorry, everyone was talking about the time change and I never got an actual answer. Anyways, let's get into it. On the right-hand side, we have got the members of Rabid Raccoons with their Holpaka Diablo tank, Hanzo, Scorch on your Rhaegar. You got a Disciple Malthael, and over in the top lane, Ubi on the Hogger. Left side of the map is going to be the crew of Exodia Light. Yasu playing your Malfurion, Hazuabs on the Imperius. Yeah, boy! Back in the mix on that Blaze, as Blood is going to be on your Chromium. Masquerade, last but not least, is your Johanna. Is that Fancy Pants? Yeah, boys, Fancy Pants. Alrighty, yeah, no one can figure out what the time change is tomorrow, and I just keep asking, is the Liquipedia right? And no one is giving me a yes or no answer. That's it. Is the Liquipedia right or wrong? And I just keep getting, we're starting Berlin time tomorrow. Yes, I know that. But what time is it on the Liquipedia? Oh my god, dude, it's so ridiculous. Oh, fucking time changes, man. Disciple is going to be taking a handful of damage as Masquerade is overpowered to the right side of this camp pit. Masquerade with his Iron Skin active is able to back away just fine. The camp does go over to the right side of Rabid Raccoons. What's up, Bummer Fries? How you doing today, bud? You must be related to Bummer Not. Sorry. Top Punisher. First one of the game is going to be Arcane, as we do see Ubi pushing a wave onto the fort gate. Inspired minion wave, a little faster attack speed to weaken things a little bit. Yeah, boy activates that Adrenaline Stim Pack. Maybe looks for a Jet Propulsion into Hogger. Twin Flames at the end. Meanwhile, back over here in the mid to bottom rotation, it is an Overpower, and Malthael does go down. First Blood picked up by Chromie. Exodia Light with a small experience lead. The Liquipedia is right or wrong? Yes. No, is the Liquipedia right or wrong? Berlin time is the answer. Sovereign Armor picked up by your Imperius. You've also got Johanna picking up Subdue. Looking at your Incinerator Gauntlets. Chromie with Time Walker's Pursuit level 1, so you often see it Horror Anomaly. Got a Proper Greeting level 7. And, let's see. Trait build for Hogger on the prowl with Hogger's Joggers, maybe seeing Red level 7. Malthael with Throwing Shade, as well as Fear the Reaper. Earth Living Enchantment and Colossal Totem. Simple Geometry for the Hanzo and the Explosive Arrow level 4 for a little extra Wave Clear and Shrine Clear. Soul Shield Diablo going into Fire Stomp level 4 as well. And Malfurion looks like he's going to go into his Regrowth build. I mean, pretty standard build for Malfurions with Rejuvenation. So usually full regrowth build. You might see Moonlit Harmony at level 16, or it could be Yezra's Gift or Blessing. I forget the second word. Level 7 almost here on both sides. Malthael soaking bottom, Blaze to manage mid. This is going to be Johanna stepping up with the Condemn, some Shield Glares into Hogger as well. Scatter goes off the wall once again. 16 stacks for your Hanzo. Good Celestial Charge, cleanse onto Ubi immediately from Scorch. A Chain Heal does go out. Scatter connects onto a few enemies as well. Another Fire Stomp out from Diablo. And Imperius grabs a couple Regeneration Globes. Exodia Light. Scatter going out. Hazu Imperius looking for a little Solarian Flare. Celestial Charge to follow that up as well. Molten Armor activated. Fort Gate is being sieged into. Nice Punisher jump onto the Hogger. Celestial Charge coming through as well. Fort defenses are active. And the second time ever, Hogger is able to make it out with the fort defense. No, I think he was fine either way. 35 armor, I don't think made the difference right there. Diablo is going to get chunked. Imperius wants the kill. And is there a Celestial Charge? Masquerade steps up, another Celestial Charge coming through. Molten Armor active. And Ubi gets a staggering blow into the wall. Hazuab's looking for another angle or something. But it is going to be Fort taken down to 50%. Exodia Light will be able to back off. Unable to get more than just the Diablo kill. 2-0 in kills. A level... Nope. Maybe it's like a quarter level difference. But Blaze and Malthael, ring around the rosy between mid and bottom. Grabbing respective waves. Okay. 10 talent tier is going to be your slowing sands for Chromie. Fire Stomp activated by Diablo. Second Fire Stomp coming through as well. Blaze gets channel on camp for bottom. And our second punish will be frozen in the bottom lane. We got about a minute 30 until that's up and available. Maybe, I think about minute 30 actually. Bless Shield, Slowing Sands, Bunker, Tranquility, Wrath of Angiris. Dragon Strike for the Hanzo. The Pretzels will be coming through. Shockwave, it is a Last Rites Malthael, which I was honestly anticipating Tormented Souls with so many health pulls on the left side and so much brawling around the objective areas. And a Lightning Breath for the Diablo. Seems like there's about a half a level lead that's formed between these two teams with the early kills and some structural siege into top lane. Exodia Light may be looking for a little bit more poke onto this fort gate through bottom, but I don't know. Actually, they're just going to be doing double soak duties. Okay. He's managing the wave really quickly. This is going to be Johanna stepping up, and they're just grabbing Regeneration Globe for the allied squad. Bit of a lull in this rotation soak phase before we get into our second objective. And there it is. There's the objective announcement. It'll be contestable around 7 minute 30-ish. Hogger's going to start working on a camp on the right side. Is scattered out by Time Walk's Pursuit. Disciple not seen, but... Actually, no, Disciple will be seen hugging next to Ubi. Charge overpower. Celestial Charge is the answer back into Diablo. He is full on souls. Dragon Strike from Hanzo. The Ratchet of Angiris misses. 60-second cooldown. Yeah, 60-second for Dragon Strike. Second objective is up and available. Hanzo gets natural agility over the wall as the Celestial Charge is attempted from Hazu. Scatter's coming in. Hogger sends up a square bounce. Diablo, as I mentioned, full on souls. Hogger cancels bounce. Celestial Charge into 2. Ancestral. And a Shockwave Lightning Breath fired back into the enemy, slowing Sands from Chromie zoning. Jet Propulsion from Blaze finds an immediate stun. Celestial Charge. Really awkward interaction. Was there a Purge from Scorch? No. Did go Purification, but it was on a 2-second cooldown still, so no way they purged onto Yao. It's just a really weird Celestial Charge interaction. Maybe Diablo had a Shadow Charge comboed into that or something, and that's what triggered it weirdly. But this is 27-21 to Skeletal Defenders. Slowing Sands from Chromie are down on the ground. Disciple on the Malthael is trying to find his way around this objective. Jet Propulsion from Blaze does not hit as there's a good cleanse. The Bless Shield from Johanna. Shield Glare will be enough to take down Malthael. The Chromie Artillery is going to be able to confirm that. 37-32 in Skeletal Defenders. The Blaze Bunker has been summoned. There will be Masquerade so very low in the Johanna, but a second objective does go over to the left-hand side of Exodia Light. Some well taps are going to be utilized. Masquerade very low, gets a globe, and obviously the Punisher will not jump over the wall. That was changed in our most recent patch. Celestial Charge angling for Hopaka. The Condemn will pull them. There's the Wrath of Angiris into the Slowing Sands, and that is Diablo taken down. Souls reset, and bottom fort, I believe, will be taken down. Meanwhile, in the top lane, the Fallen Shaman in the top lane pushed in and took down that fort. So I'm assuming Exodia Light very much want to trade in structures, and yes, they will be able to. But it's 4-0 in kills, 14-13. A level lead is formed in favor of Exodia Light in map 1 of this lower bracket semifinal. As a reminder, loser takes 4th place, and that's the end of Eternal Conflict Season 1 for them. Winner goes on to tomorrow's first best of 5 up against Gafflow's Girthy Gremlins. And the winner of that series goes into the grand finals. Tomorrow we have 1 best of 5, 1 best of 7. And we start at sometime tomorrow. I don't know. I'll check the Liquipedia later today. Dragon Strike, Lightning Breath from Diablo. Celestial Charge from Imperius does find Ubi. Hazuabs gets hit with a Shockwave from Hogger into a Staggering Blow. Hogwild from this Knoll. Time stop by the Chromie. Celestial Charge attempted on the Disciple, but Malthael was already moving in a southward trajectory. Is not going to be CC'd, but now the Tranquility from Malfurion. Healing debuff onto Disciple from Sin's Exposed level 7. Ancestral was applied. There's a bunker down from Blaze. A Condemned to pull Diablo back in. He uses a minion to Shadow Charge to safety. As Catapult in top lane is colliding onto Keep Gate, and our next objective phase will be in the center of the map. I didn't look at when the last Punisher went down, but we gotta be about a minute away from the announcement. And a good scatter and Hogger damage is enough to take down Johanna. The first kill finally picked up by Rabid Raccoons. And let's take stock of some of the later game experiences waiting for 16 to come through. Obviously faster on the left side, but it's 4-1 in kills, and look at the experience deficit, only 1,700-ish. Actually, it's 1,600 and some change, but whatever. We're rounding for ease because math is hard. All right, 16 almost here. Rabid Raccoons rallying in the latter half, or in the mid-game, I'd actually call it, for this map number 1 in our 3rd best of 5 of the day. Blaze has a small inspired minion wave. It won't take down the fort. I'm just trying to reposition to a safer side, as there's no fort to retreat to. Dismount from Hogger onto ya boy. Diablo wants to maybe chase in. Shadow Charge collision. Malthael's there. Can they force out Bunker? Bunker's actually down for 6 seconds. Last rites. Last rites. Staggering blow. Good night, Blaze. As Hopaka may get traded by Chromie. 1 or 2 autos needed. Malthael comes into pressure. I heard a scatter somewhere. Chromie so close to taking down Disciple, and he won't fall. Someone will get those last auto attacks, I'm sure of it. Dragon Strike to zone. And that is so unfortunate for Exodia Light. They miss out on 2, what I would say, big kills, which would have pushed the experience around a bit. But speaking of experience, we're in level 16 territory, so let's go ahead and take a look at what those talents are going to be. Hazuab's going for the rare Molten Armor build. Sovereign Armor level 4. You've got your Divine Rage. Consuming a Valor's Brand reduces the cooldown of Molten Armor by 1 second. Melting Touch. Consuming a Molten Armor mark reduces the target armor by 25 for 4 seconds. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Masquerade sprays and breaks away from Disciple. That Mortar Punisher, as I mentioned, ready to rock and roll. Just about 13 minutes in game time. Malthael does have the Massacre as well as the Mortality. No deaths reach level 1, which after Malthael did have that Wraith Strike range increase from, I think it was like 7 to 8, we did see a lot of deaths reach level 1 with this Massacre and Mortality, but wanting the Fear the Reaper to be able to move through enemies and have a little bit more mobility activation, 25-second cooldown, 4-second activation time. I believe it's an active cooldown, so it's technically 21 seconds. Molten Armor activated by Hazuab's. Fallen Shaman pushing up onto the fort in top lane. Dragon Strike from Hanzo, who's already a little bit low. Shockwave from Hogger into the enemies. The Wrath of Angiers does pull Diablo further away. The Jump Propulsion from Blaze following that up with a bunker to block the enemy's retreat path. A few enemies, or a few allies, jump inside said bunker. Lightning Breath from Diablo cooking up Masquerade. Malthael looking to put some pressure onto the enemy. A Celestial Charge misses. The Jump Propulsion cleanse, but not going to be enough as Chromie takes down Malthael. Malthael last rites, I think. Yes, indeed. Will pick off the Johanna. 17 to 26 in Skeletal Defenders as the Fallen Shaman in top lane takes down that fort. Hogger setting up that square bounce, 23 to 29. And it looks like Hogger actually cancels that bounce. 27 to 34. A massive team fight in favor of Exodia Light needs to happen if they want to win this 3rd objective of the map. Hanzo with the natural agility trying to chase on the Hazuabs. The Jet Propulsion lands. Huge damage. They will not win the objective, but they are going to find quite a few kills. Maybe Oil Slick. Is there a Jet Propulsion? Hogger gets a beautiful bounce to safety, and Scorch will live. That Mortar Punish. Okay, Hazu, sorry. Mortar Punisher will be maneuvered into mid lane for Rabid Raccoons, but it will find minimal to 0 value siege-wise. It's already dropped to 50% as it reaches the fort. It is going to get the fort down below 50%, but this Punisher is going to be dropped so very quickly as we cycle through some late-game stats for you all, getting ready for the 20 talent here. All right. Punisher cleared away, and Paler Camp is going to be grabbed. I know, yeah, Hazu telling me off. The rare occurrence. Hazu's a super sweet guy. I got to meet him briefly in Germany. I really wish I got to chat with more players and stuff, but it was just such a busy time in Germany. I literally got 5 guys because the NA and the Swedish players wanted to get 5 guys, and I have a rule when Europe, I don't get chain restaurant stuff. I can get 5 guys in the United States. I don't want that in Europe, but everyone was going, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna be a butthole about this. Also, there was a 5 guys literally, like, in the plaza of where the eSport event was. And, But I never got to have that breakfast with Lauber. Unfortunate. I did get to have breakfast with the NA team, though. Staggering blow into Shockwave. Masquerade is going to get a cleanse. The Last Rites does not take down the main tank, but they managed to dive in. They don't get the stack on Last Rites because there was 2 already, but they still get the kill into Johanna. 55-second death timer is not a bad situation. 20 talents here on the right. Dragon Awakens, Hellgate, Diablo, Farseer's Blessing, Power Spike, Hogger, and Malthael with No One Can Stop Death. And Chromie does have her level 20 with the Unraveling. We do have the 20s picked up by Exodia Light as well. Serenity for Malfurion. Radiating Faith for the Johanna. Fortified Bunker. And Impervious for the Imperious. Unique one here is it's a 75-second cooldown. You become unstoppable and gain 75% spell power, or spell armor, sorry, for 30 seconds. Hitting enemy heroes with the Center of Solarian Flare reduces the cooldown of Impervious by 5 seconds. Frozen Punisher, I didn't look at when the last one went down, but we gotta be getting close to an announcement. So Johanna will respawn in time. Lay's managing top lane. Chromie's Time Walker's Pursuit. And there's that announcement of the objective, as I mentioned. Hanzo, God, I'm so used to saying Hanzo obs. Hanzo, tank, is able to use the Sonic Arrow to scout out the Chromie Time Trap. All heroics available. Hogger already setting up his square bounce, trying to get that perfect infinity bounce, but it looks like, yeah, it didn't set up just right. Top lane Way pushing in, mid lane as well against the side of Exodia Light. Rabbit Raccoons, who had a bit of a wobble at the start of this map number 1, have really kind of found their place up against Exodia Light. 2 to 11 in Skeletal Defenders. Diablo finds a Shadow Charge onto Hazu. Slowing Sands with that Unraveling level 20s here. Hogger, I think, was trying to set up a bounce, but goes in for this very awkward bounce, but it kind of worked out. Dragon Strike through the middle of this. Hellgate in from Diablo with a Lightning Breath. Chromie slowing Sands, forced Diablo to cancel early and utilize the Shadow Charge onto a Skeleton. Good damage onto Johanna as Malthael gets picked off by Chromie in the back line. 15 to 33 in Skeleton Defenders. That top lane wave is really beefy, pushing up against that keep gate. Diablo with the overpower. Jet Propulsion lands. Celestial charges the answer back in. And they need literally 1 Skeletal Defender. Maybe Diablo... oh, no. Hogger gets a bounce. Gets the Ancestral. Diablo pulled out of position with the Wrath of Angiers. The Slowing Sands with the Unraveling. The Celestial Charge from Hazu is absolutely beautiful. And Diablo Malthael go down. Now, those 2 heroes can buy back in, I believe, right? Malthael... Wait, did Malthael die back already? He did. Holy shit. I didn't even realize. Diablo did have souls, so he's respawned. Malthael has the big full death timer because he popped his No One Can Stop Death already. Top lane Catapult crashing onto the keep. It looks like they want to try and take this down while the Punisher pushes onto Fort Bottom. Staggering Blow misses. The Jet Propulsion goes near the enemy. That is a good Shockwave into Power Spike. Shadow Charge in from Diablo. Yeah, boy, is going to be taken down as well. If they take keep, this might be GG's. Masquerade now respawning. 30 seconds on Hazuab's Imperious. Bottom fort has been felled. We have Punisher pushing on to keep. We also see mid fort cleared out as well. Hanzo chunked by Chromie, but tank is going to be fine for the time being. As the catapult has arrived at the core, the Punisher is still working on keep gate of bottom. Dragon Strike from Hanzo zones Masquerade back. The Punisher will expire, and so does the keep gate of bottom lane. But I assume this is a disengage for Rabid Raccoons. I'm super late, but I'm here now. After this match, can we recap as to where we're at? We're in the lower bracket final, exclamation bracket, and that'll get you everything you need to know. Lower bracket semifinal. Winner of this goes to the lower bracket final, which is tomorrow morning, and then we have the grand finals after that, tomorrow morning. Arcane Punisher for the top lane. Mazu is looking to back away. Malthael jumps in. Looking to back away. Good self-cleanse in case Jet Propulsion Blaze comes through. That's going to be a Hellgating from Diablo. Putting the pressure. The Shockwave from the Hugger is really good. The Bless You from the Johanna will be coming through. A Celestial Charge from Hazuabs will connect, but yeah, boy, will be taken down. Last rights onto Yasu. Goodbye, Malfurion. And Diablo Shadow Charges onto Hazu. The Dragon Strike to zone once again. Bloodcool is going to get chunked. Impaler Camp is beefy in mid. And there is a Johanna Chromie to defend, but this mid keep should go down. Looks like they want to maneuver Impaler Camp in. This is going to take another 4 to 8 seconds to get through this keep. Shadow Charge on a Masquerade, but the Iron Skin was active. Dragon Strike from Hanzo zones the enemies back. The core shielding is starting to break. Top Punisher hasn't even been announced just yet. And Shockwave misses. I think Ubi was anticipating Hopaka to have a overpower Shadow Charge back into the keep to where that hit, but this is Impaler Camp actually blocking the catapult on the right side. It doesn't know how to get to the core. GG, well played. Rabid Raccoons had a wobbly start, but they have a phenomenal ending. 11-9 in kills, 22 minutes in. All right, let's pay out the people. The Rabid Raccoons were victorious as we will get ready for our next map in this series. Alrighty, everybody. Rants and rambles and ads are done. Let's get going into map number 2. We're heading into Dragonshire for this map 2 best of 5 series lower bracket semifinal, as the winner of this is going to be heading into tomorrow morning's lower bracket grand final up against Gafflo's Girthy Gremlins. The loser will take 4th place, and that's the end of Eternal Conflict Season 1 for them. If you would like to support Eternal Conflict for a Season 2, you can utilize the second link on the GoFundMe in the exclamation bracket command. The first link is the Linkwipedia, which gives you, the bracket information, all that good stuff. The second link is the GoFundMe. So if you have some spare change, if you would like to support Heroes of the Storm tournaments, I believe they're over halfway to the goal. Let me actually check this. Last weekend they were halfway, just about. They're 56% of the way there. So if you'd like to support Heroes of the Storm tournaments, if you enjoy the Eternal Conflict, they're a great group of people. They're a great tournament admin. I don't know when Eternal Conflict 2 season is planned. I'm not sure if they literally are planning on immediately running it back or if it's going to be early next year. Either way, support if you can. We got Dragonshire for map number 2. We've got first pick going over the side of the losing side of Exodia Stack, meaning Rabid Raccoons chose Dragonshire. Brightwing Orphea going to be banned away by Exodia Light. Rabid Raccoons will get rid of the Junkrat and Lucio. First pick Rhaegar with a Hanzo Blaze to follow that up for Exodia Light. Rabid Raccoons will pick up this Hogger with a Sylvanas this time, as the Hanzo was given away, actually, because the Rhaegar, then Hogger, Sylvanas. But Sylvanas on this map is really good. A lot of good mobility, really good siege potential. Genji continues to get banned out today. Who's surprised? Not me. I'm actually very happy. I'm elated that we have no Genji today. Oopsies, as I forget how to drink liquids. Jesus. I just spilled tea all over the desk. Luckily, I still have paper towel from our painting stream. Alright. Okay. Mid-ban phase, they could ban out a healer if they want to, get rid of something in that department, or a main tank. Chromie was still up and available. I did miss that factor. Okay, got rid of that. So we get in the latter half of the draft. Dragonshire. Hogger solo lane, probably. Cav, congratulations on your 10 watch streak. My god. Why is Genji always banned? Because he's annoying, he's good, and he's difficult to deal with. That's why. That's why Genji's always banned. His mobility is really strong, his heroic team fighting is really good, reset potential, 2 forms of mobility, technically 3 when you go into X-Strike, yeah.
Tremble before me.
Thanks for the sub. I believe that was Nancy who gifted you that sub. Carforbol for Lex. Nailed it. Medivh Diablo with a Blaze Hanzo Rhaegar into a Hogger Sylvanas Tyrande Muradin. I want more CC. I want them to just CC train and destroy this Medivh. Let's fly. I like the Falstad. Gust is good. I kind of want it to be a Q build Falstad, but I feel like it will be an auto attack build. Let's find out together. Either way, let's get... Yeah, Scorched Tyrande is so good, Umber. You are so on point with that. Scorched Tyrande is a treat. By the way, we have watch streaks in the channel. If you ever are about to lose your watch streak, you can apparently watch a clip from my channel, or you can literally go back to a previous VOD and like watch like a minute of a previous VOD to make sure you don't lose your watch streak. So if that's your thing, there you go. But yeah, we have watch streaks, which is more channel points. I really hope that Twitch releases some sort... Nailed it, yes. I really hope Twitch releases some way for us to have watch streak alerts, because I will 100% make old school Will Ferrell, we're going streaking, every single time. That shit would crack me up. But either way, map number 2, loading on in. Let's see what we get for this. It's already 5 hours of casting? My god, the day has flown by. Absolute, I wouldn't say speed run, but just today's 5 hours went by in a blink of an eye for me. I don't know about y'all. I'm having a blast casting, and I hope you're having a great day as well. Let's get into it. Second map in our final best of 5 of the day. As a reminder, the winner of the series goes on to the lower bracket final tomorrow morning. Loser takes 4th place, and that's that. We're going to start on the left-hand side as Exodia Light is down in this best of 5 series, looking with their Medivh Hazuabs to take us to a map 3 with a 1-1 score. We've got Yasuo Rhaegar, Blood on Hanzo, Hazuabs Medivh, Masquerade Diablo, and it's yeah boy on Blaze. Right side of the map is going to be the crew of Rabid Raccoons. They need 2 maps to be victorious and punch their ticket to the lower bracket final. Ubi, Hogger, Tank on your Falstad. We got a whole pack of Muradin, Disciples, Sylvanas, and Scorch on the Tyrande. As the Sentinel gets thrown out. Oh, first Sentinel of the game is going to miss everybody. Yikes bikes. I think we got a 1-1 score. Scatter from Hanzo, Simple Geometry, Portal Mastery, Adrenaline Stimpack, Feast on Fear, Diablo, as well as your Colossal Totem Rhaegar. You've got your Overwhelming Affliction for the Sylvanas at level 1. Percent base damage on slowed heroes. Falstad will go into Frequent Flyer auto build. Diablo lands a small Shadow Charge onto Falstad in the rotation top. Muradin answers back with a Stormbolt. We got camps all around to be grabbed, as it is the Lunar Blaze for the Tyrande, Muradin Dwarf Block, and Hogger with the On the Prowl level 1. You can't bet before the owl, that's the... Oh my god. Silly boy. I got a pop-up to protect my watch streak on the stream I'm currently watching. Oh, Twitch working perfectly as normal. Who's surprised? Flank from Diablo. They're really pressuring onto Falstad. Lunar Flare finds like a triple stack right there. Staggering blow into the wall. Rhaegar getting a little bit low. Yasuo will not be taken down. Neither will Falstad. Diablo does not have a portal to get through. No level 4 just yet. No portal mastery from Medivh. Hammering from Falstad thrown in. Auto attack still raining in. And keep in mind, Raven Familiar has a slow on it. Oh, wait, no, I'm doing things backwards. Sorry, my brain had Sylvanas on the left side. I was like, wait a minute. Uh-oh. Hanzo in bottom lane. Falstad did fly down, and Disciple will get assistance from this kill-stealing Falstad to take down Hanzo, and that'll be first blood picked up by Rabid Raccoons. All right, let's see. Possession... Hammer gains, we will see Hoggers Joggers, you have Tyrande with a Luke's Chosen, and Reverb Muradin. There's going to be that Raven Familiar, Life Leech Diablo, Explosive Arrow, Incinerator Gauntlets, and Earth Living Enchantment for Yasuo Rhaegar. Sonic Arrow gets vision of a few enemies backing off. Sun and Moonshine currently held by Rabid Raccoons, the Sentinel from Tyrande going out. Hanzo will be able to get counter channel in bottom lane. Bloodcool helping out Yasuo clear out the wave. And Medivh baseline stacks, by the way, 16 of 40. As a reminder for those that may be newer to Heroes of the Storm, if Medivh dies before finishing his stacks, he loses all stacks. So if he dies at 39, back down to 0, baby. It's not like Hanzo, who has a set reduction, or Greymane, who's 50% with Wizened Duelist. Sylvanas with a handful of damage into Hazuabs, gets a portal set up. Hazu dropped, gets an Earth Living Enchantment, Rhaegar Chain Heal. Bottom camp will be picked up by the crew of Exodia Light. A few autos make their way into Alpaca. And Hogger, nice hard push into the top lane, onto Fort Gate. And it looks like Fancy Pants, yeah, boy, is going to be fine for the time being. Thought there might be a dive onto him as I was sipping some tea, but not going to be the case. Masquerade getting chased up by Disciple. The damage is pretty decent. Is there a Stormbolt or anything to chase him further? I don't think so. Secret Weapon. We've also got that Lost Soul for the Sylvanas. You're looking at your Moonlit Arrows. Heavy Impact for Muradin. Hoggers Joggers, Seeing Red, On the Prowl. All of these things going to be picked up for your 1 through 7 on Hogger. Diablo gets taken down by Falstad as they're still fighting bottom lane. Scorch gets taken down by... Oh, Yasuo, damage over time. Is there a chain heal? No way! Yasuo had like 5 HP and the damage over time ended just right there and then. But our first Dragon Knight does get picked up by the side of Rabid Raccoons. Falstad, the one inside of it, getting some sieging through mid. Hogger pushing back into the top lane as Disciple bottom is going to be run at by Rhaegar and taken down. Hazuabs at 34 stacks on that baseline. Should be able to finish it out. Savage Charge gets a hit onto Hanzo. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, small skirmish. That's really about it. Savage Charge kicks the Hanzo again. Hazu trying to finish out that baseline Arcane Rift. Picks up 2 more stacks on the Dragon Knight. Masquerade maybe looking for an angle. 38 of 40. Masquerade, or sorry, Hazuab so very close. Masquerade did get savagely charged and kicked away. And Hazu finishes his 40 stacks ever so slightly faster than Hanzo. Both of them 5 minute 1 second. Lunar Flare connects onto Medivh as he gets the portal out because Medivh is a well-balanced and totally fair hero. Let's take a look at the 10 Talonteers. Those are coming up soon. 14 stacks on Falstad, 6 on your Lunar Flare or Lunar Blaze on the Tyrande, and Diablo was about 50% through the souls. Sonic Arrow finds the Muradin. Mind Control was picked up by Sylvanas and already used as well. Went fishing for a potential pull. Gust, Shockwave, Starfall, and Avatar. Leyline, Seal, Ancestral, Bunker, Dragon's Arrow, and your Apocalypse. Very close map number 2 in this best of 5. My gut says this one will go the distance, but who knows? Hammering into the wave and top. Hogger to help out with that clear. In mid lane, it seems like Holpaka is fishing for some pressure onto the enemy. A portal will be set up, but that's a faster rotation to top lane to possibly pressure onto Hogger and Falstead. Staggering blow into the Rhaegar. Diablo comes through with the Shadow Charge. The Lunar Flare connects onto Yasuo. Starfall from Toronto will be activated. Loon's Chosen onto him as well. Dwarf Toss into Stormbolt. Pierces into 2. There's a Shockwave. Cleanse. Staggering blow. A Leyline Seal captures 3 enemies. Falstead flying down to bottom lane to try and help out with the kill onto Hanzo, and that does happen. Meanwhile, Toronto goes down the top lane. Hogger bounces away. So traded kills. But meanwhile, the big thing to mention for the side of Rabid Raccoons, they got Black Arrows. They got a Falstead and Sylvanas in bottom lane. This fort may just get taken down quite quickly. Possession to help out with the siege. Nah, they won't be able to take down the fort. They will get it below 50% as Falstead has Gust available. Looks to reposition with a Barrel Roll, but Muradin's here as well. Small distance Dwarf Toss to be able to get the heavy impact slow. Sentinel from Tyrande, thrown from the Hall of Storms, does not hit. Portal set up by Medivh as our second Dragon Knight is available, ready to go. First one was picked up by Rabid Raccoons. The Falstead was the one inside of that. Got some siege as another Sentinel goes across the map, and that will provide a bit of vision of the enemy on this camp. Diablo may be hit with a Stormbolt. The Lunar Flare zones him, overpowers there. The portal set up by Medivh. Diablo is full on souls. Scatter from Hanzo as he jumps through, back onto the camp. Gonna finish that out. Sentinel hitting onto Diablo to provide vision. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Hogger with an Inspired Wave is pushing up onto the fort, and Falstead is like, hey, I got some really good auto attack damage, so maybe I can come and help out. As bottom lane will be having Return Siege. Diablo Shadow Charge pushes Sylvanas back. That was a beautiful Lunar Flare. Starfall from the Tyrande. As we also have a Haunting Wave from Sylvanas. Leyline Seal, Yasuo with the self-cast Ancestral. Minus 20 armor, hugging the wall, but Yasuo may get taken down. The Gust from Falstead is going to push Diablo back. Falstead here with the flank into Yasuo. The auto attack damage should be prevalent. The Sentinel gets a hit and an immediate reset thrown into Diablo. Wait, did she get a double Sentinel kill? No freaking way, dude. It was an auto attack, okay. Though, if she didn't get that auto, the Sentinel would have killed. So it would have, in theory, been a double Sentinel. We'll give Scorch that credit. Sentinel thrown into mid lane from bottom. Yeah, boy, getting some pressure onto Disciple. Masquerade is here. Mind Control lands into the Diablo short distance Haunting Wave. And Sylvanas gets some assistance from this. Tyrande Masquerade tries to get inside the bunker. He will, but I believe he's dead either way. And Hogger gets that last little bit of damage. Is Sylvanas able to get Dragon Knight? Absolutely. And second Dragon Knight goes over the side of Rabid Raccoons. They push in through mid lane. Hogger heads back to top lane to push onto the fort. Tyrande and Falstead in bottom onto this said structure as well. Lunar Flare. Dude, these Lunar Flares on the Medivh portals are just so perfectly placed from Scourge. Top fort goes down. Mid lane should fall next. Holpaka with a nice Stormbolt into Blaze. Mid fort has gone down. Savage Charge onto Hanzo. What's the priority from Dragon Knight? I was wondering if they pivot into bottom lane to just get the third fort down. But it seems like they'll use Dragon Knight to siege it through mid. That's a really good stagger into Shockwave, but it's going to be Force of Will onto Medivh, denying some of the damage. Tyrande takes down Hanzo in the bottom, and of course, since we didn't see it, let's check and see. It was just an auto attack. I was wondering if it was another Sentinel kill from Scorch. Dragon Knight gets another kick onto Rhaegar. Molten Flames coming out, take down 2 towers. Almost a sidewall on the gate. Should be another Flame Breath to do the rest. Meanwhile, just below, Sylvanas inside this Dragon, I think, is trying to bait the enemy to maneuver into the enemies. So we do have Holpaka in that corridor. Scorch just to the side and tank that Falstead as well, floating around. Hogger gets a Hog Wild. Shadow Charge just colliding, but and only achieving damage. Muradin left side, I don't think he's been scouted. There's a Stormbolt missing. Mind Control does not connect either. A good attempt, but no pull, no CC, no kill. About a 2-level lead has formed, though. It's 3-7 in kills with just over 15 to almost level 17. Blaze in top lane. Mind Control down for 15 seconds. Sylvanas makes real quick work of the wave. And without 16, this is just going to be Rabid Raccoons just running around the map doing whatever they want. There's a camp pushing into bottom. I think Falstead's going to push up the wave a little bit. Maybe they catch some mid-soak. It seems like Hogger grabs this, and Muradin rotates down with the allies. Sentinel from Tyrande scouts out Masquerade. And tank barrel rolls to safety. Did go into Afterburner level 16. We also have Sylvanas with Evasive Fire. Medivh cheats is going to be a big one at level 16. You also see Giant Slayer for Hanzo. And it is Simple Geometry level 1. Yeah, that's right. Woo-wee! 4-kill difference. And our third Dragon Knight's coming up soon.
Control the shrines and make use
Portal
of
set up by Medivh. Rhaegar, Masquerade. Hanzo, they all jump through. The Lunar Flare goes out, connecting Mind Control as well. The Leyline Seal. Force of Will denies damage on the Masquerade. The Apocalypse times out pretty well. Murden gets an Avatar. Starfall from the Tyrande. Dragon's Arrow lands on the left side. Yeah, boy, the Blaze trying to back away. Gets hit with the Stormbolt. Meanwhile, Disciple was able to get that Haunting Wave. Ubi, the Hogger. Does he have a Hog Wild through all of this? I don't think he makes it out alive. And he does go down. Hanzo Scatter is good into the enemy. Meanwhile, Falstad does what we never see. Top lane wave. Oh, did I say Medivh cheats? Sorry, Temporal Flux. But he is still cheating! He is still cheating, in my opinion. That level 16 is busted. Lunar Flare lands. Masquerade hit with some damage here. Mind Control connects. The Leyline Seal comes out as well. Shadow Charge. Gust from Falstad pushes the rest of the enemy's way, but Masquerade is kind of cut up against the edge of the wall. Force the Ancestral from Rhaegar. Falstad barrel rolls to safety. Blaze has the Sunshrine. Moonshine held by the rest of the team. Is this a Dragonite to Exodia Light, or is it going to be shut down? Blaze just needs to maneuver into mid, and it's a 4v4 in bottom lane. Opaka low. Falstad looking for a flank onto something, but Blaze will get Dragonite, I do believe. Another portal set up by Medivh. The Lunar Flare comes out. Scorch trying to find some value here. That will be Tyrande taken down. Souls from Diablo completed as he does have his reduced death timer. And the Dragonite goes over to the left-hand side. All right, what is achieved during this Dragonite phase? 40 seconds on the Tyrande. Falstad managing mid. Mind Control misses. Shockwave comes through. Wait, did it? It did, I guess. The Leyline Seal and the Apocalypse was weird, but Stormbolt from Murden lands onto Hanzo. Dragonite in mid lane down to 41%.
Blue team has destroyed.
Bottom and mid fort will go down. Top fort is still okay. Top wave is actually pushing up quite aggressively. And it's a quarter level for 20 on the right side. Dragonite works through bottom lane, opening up Keep Gate. Falstad still soaking mid for the stackage on his level 1 and that level 20. If he could get Wind Tunnel and flank into this, that would be insane. But I don't think that's going to happen. He will get 20 for the team through mid lane wave. But I don't think there's going to be any sort of Hold on, wait a second. Leyline Seal. Hogger has the spin as that's coming through. They're going to try and play into Blaze after the Dragonite. Portal set up. Unit, Falstad! Wind Tunnel up against the wall! It's huge! Oh, wait, no, he didn't have Oh, he's not Wind Tunnel. Oh, that's awkward. It's Epic Mount level 20. Dark Lady's Call. Shooting Star Tyrande. Rewind Murden. Power Spike for the Hogger. And that Epic Mount for Falstad. Okay. Dude, that Wind Tunnel I think would have been game-winning. I really do. But it's going to be an Epic Mount to maneuver around the map a little bit more, and this will be a few camps stolen away. Next Dragonite phase is going to be announced momentarily. Sylvanas Haunting Wave, short distance, Mind Control goes fishing. 13-second cooldown, basically. Hanzo manages bottom lane wave. Falstad flying into bottom. He's going to try and take down Blood Cool. And Chunks for 50%. Gust up. Mind Control just now coming back as well. Murden fished for a Stormbolt. Is there Mind Control in the top lane or anything like that? Dragon's Arrow from Hanzo fired in. The Apocalypse, so much on this Bridge of Death. Starfall from the Tyrande, Hellgate from Diablo, Murden, Dwarf tosses in, the Mind Control does land onto Masquerade. Force of Will denies incoming damage, Falstad pushes a wave onto the bottom lane. Keep Gate. Jet Propulsion lands onto Murden, Avatar up and available, he does pop it, Falstad flying in, gusts away the enemies, barrel rolls to safety, rewind from Murden. Medivh gets chunked, but he gets through the portal in time. The Mind Control from Sylvanas will not connect. There's a bunker down from Blaze. Hogger has a really awkward bounce over to the right side, cancels that. Ancestral into Hanzo, Farseer's Blessing is there. Leyline seal. Medivh cheats, fishes for an angle, but no one's there to be caught. Bullseye, Medivh cheats, fortified bunkers, Farseer's blessing, and that Hellgate for the Diablo. Is Shooting Star right? Yeah, Shooting Star is right.
Put an end to this cursed realm.
Woo! What a map 2, everybody. What an intense map number 2. Alright, Falstad heads back into top lane to push up on to keep. No Dragonite to be channeled. Sentinel goes out and scouts out Masquerade. So Falstad's like, cool, I'm gonna hard push top. We still have our fort, which means consistent catapult pressure. Whoa! Apologies, we missed the Rhaegar kill. Falstad flies out of top lane, back into bottom. And Hanzo is caught. Uh-oh, this might be the beginning of the end. At least for map number 2. It's a best-of-5 series. Medivh, oh, bye-bye, Hazu. Yeah, that, I believe, is the nail that is going to be hammered into this coffin of map number 2. Black Arrow from Sylvanas. Arguably, top lane keep is weaker, but they have Black Arrow. They've already got some initial siege. There's going to be Blaze on the right side of your screen. Hit with a mind control. He dead! Definite GG, as we'll see if Masquerade joins his friends in the Hall of Storms. Is this going to be a Finland? Dragonite tried to get a kick. Masquerade Hellgates to the side. Hit with a Lunar Flare, and GG, well played. The members of Rabid Raccoons, one map away from knocking Zodialite out of this tournament and punching their ticket for tomorrow's best-of-5 lower bracket final. Well, let's go ahead and get through these ads, get through these stats, and we're going to find out if this is going to be a 3-0 series or if Exodia Light can rally and take us into some further maps. One could say that once the game starts, that is the beginning of the end. You could say that being born is the beginning of the end. Oh, Jesus. Rabid Raccoons will be victorious. There's the payout, everybody. There's some stats if you want to see them, but let's go ahead and roll some ads. Could be the final block of ads of the day. And so, as we always do, as we get closer to the end of a final series, we'll get a bigger gamble, and hopefully we'll get a bigger gamble from all of you. But I got to get some water. I got to get ready for the next map, and let's see what we got going on. Alrighty, everybody. Thank you for your patience in the slight delay from me. Just had to go get myself a cup of water. Just going through all my mugs today, apparently. Got a cup of soda water. And let's get into it. Exodia Light on the left-hand side, down in this best-of-5 series. Could be the final map of the day, as we've got Alterac Pass coming through. First pick will be going over to Exodia Light, as they are the losing squad, so they opted in for first pick. And so map choice will be coming out from Rabid Raccoons on this Alterac map 3. Orphea Brightwing will be target banned by the side of Exodia Light. We've got Rabid Raccoons going back into another Junkrat and Lucio ban. First pick to the left side. What will they go for? What is the secret sauce? And your ad is about to start. No, it isn't, bitch. I just ran them. Don't lie to me, Twitch. Don't you dare lie to my viewers, everybody. All right, there we go. Let's get one more snooze there. Yeah, 39 minutes until the next block of ads do start. So first pick Blaze. That is going to be coming through. Yeah, this is,
I will fight to my last breath.
Angry Gato sent this to me, and I believe Chess Looter helped pick it out as well. But yeah, this is the backside of it that you don't get to see. It's a really good mug. But yeah, thanks, Umber. I appreciate that. I believe it's Chess Looter chose it, and Gato sent it to me. Which, by the way, if you guys want to send me mugs, I have a beautiful P.O. box, and I love getting new coffee or tea mugs. Hogger, Rhaegar, right side. Blaze, what? Blaze, Hanzo, Anubarak. This is a very good map for Anubarak. And Masquerade, I don't think I've seen as Anubarak in a while. It's been a little bit. It's a very, very good tank for him. So, Let's see, ban-wise, Anduin's not a bad ban. Light Bomb, Anubarak, Light Bomb Blaze, those aren't too terrible of a target. Rhaegar was first picked on the right side. I feel like it will be a healer ban, and indeed, so they're gonna get rid of the Malfurion. Is that a woodcock? I think it is. I don't know. You'd have to ask Chess. I'm not a birdologist, but I would assume it's a woodcock. Lovely mug. Thank you. Yes, I do. I like big mugs. I love big mugs, so I don't have to get up and get cups of tea. I can drink one for like an hour and a half, depending on how thirsty I am. All right, we have a Zeratul Malfurion ban. Sorry, my neck's getting tight today. So we still need a main tank on the right side. We still need some damage. Hogger's amazing for grabbing Nullpack and mid, so we're going to see him rotate into that quite a bit. Falstead is still up, and I really do think that Rabid Raccoons had a really good Falstead last map.
Victory for the Forsaken.
This is basically the same draft, right? Instead of Tyrande to Rhaegar, right? Basically, this is the exact same draft. Yeah. So they replace Tyrande. I'm a little surprised. I don't blame them for the Rhaegar. It is really good. The Tyrande last game was so good. Whoa, it's our first Genji of the day, everybody, with a Kharazim. This is Exodia Light is like gas pedal only. We don't use the brake. We ignore the brake. We only use the clutch and the gas pedal. That's it. I wasn't expecting the Urel. I understand, I think, why. They want more control into a dive-heavy composition. So they have a Righteous Hammer, they have a Staggering Blow, they've got a Storm Bolt, they've got Haunting Wave. Rhaegar might be bullied and beaten up for quite some time of this map, but it's going to be an interesting one. The Twitch Gamble's still going. Get another 8 minutes on it. Charge! Yeah. Exodia Light, remember that forts don't exist now. Yeah. We need a classic covert muffin charge in this. All right, chat. Could be the final map of today's best of fives. We'll see. Will Exodia Light be knocked out in in fourth place of Eternal Conflict Season 1, or will they rally and take us to a map number 4 through Alterac Pass, the map choice of Rabid Raccoons? All right, let's get into it. We are going to be here on Alterac Pass, map number 3. Left side of the map is going to be a pause. Let's go ahead and we'll just do that really quick. You know what? We'll do this, because then we won't show positioning. We'll do that, and we can talk about who's on what, and we'll wait for the pause to conclude. So, while you get your predictions in, Hazuabs to play the Hanzo. You got Bloodcool Genji, Shimada Bros. Masquerade Anubarak, Yasu Kharazim, and it's, yeah, boy, on Blaze. Right side of the map is Rabid Raccoons, who, as I mentioned, are up in this best of 5. They just need to find victory here on their map choice of Alterac Pass. Holpaka Muradin, Ubi Hogger, Tank Sylvanas, Scorch Rhaegar, and Disciple on Urel. Level 1s, let me get me. I'm getting sound like a pirate all of a sudden. Let me get all my stuff on the screen once again, and we got a Simple Geometry Hanzo, Agile Dismount Genji, your Adrenaline Stimpack, Dwarf Balak, Might of the Banshee Queen, Hogger with On the Prowl, Colossal Totem, Light of Karabor, and Anubarak and Kharazim. I assume it's an Iron Fist Kharazim. It is indeed. And Anubarak is Legion of Beetles, because oftentimes that's the level 1 you want to be able to spawn more beetles for the objective phasing. The enemy squad does not have a ton of spell armor, so I don't think or spell power, so I don't think you need Nerubian armor. And Legion of Beetles does give the beetles spell armor, but it also automatically spawns beetles too, on top of what you have from your ability activations as well. Masquerade, either flexing or forgetting. Hazuabs is going D-build. Hanzo would dive in, to dive in with everyone else calling it now. All right, we'll see if it comes to fruition. What is the level 20? I'm blanking on it. I know that there is something really cool. Perfect agility. Natural agility gains a second charge, and its cooldown is reduced by 10 seconds. Baseline cooldown is 25. There's also mounted archer as well. Or no, ninja assassin, I think, right? That's the level 13 that we could see. Yeah, ninja assassin. Hitting heroes with stormbow lowers the natural agility cooldown by 10 seconds. Additional heroes takedowns reset it. Hogger, though, will be taken down by Genji, Karazim, I think, in the top lane. Mid lane wave is being pushed up onto the gate as we are checking some stats. There's a Righteous Hammer from Disciple. Meanwhile, Scorch is getting pushed in by the Blaze, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to close the distance. Actually, just kidding. Yes, they will with that Impale. Jet Propulsion and Holpaka sliced, diced, and taken down by, Blood Cool with 47 HP. And Tank is not gonna hearth out. Is that risky? Legion of Beetles into Bed of Barbs. Karazim dives in! The fort defense helps out for once. Masquerade now trying to back away. That's a lot of damage into the main tank. The Beetle is going to be squashed, and that'll be the first kill for Rabid Raccoons, but it is still 3-1 in kills, favoring Exodia Light, as we've got 20,700 to 13,000. 420 left on that Twitch prediction. Hanzo utilizes Scatter into the bush, gets a stack, finding Holpaka there. Black Arrow from Sylvanas activated. Natural agility over the wall, or of the well, to be able to back off. Full Simple Geometry build, I believe, for Hanzuabs. Yasu punching his way through a wave. We've got our first objective here. Blaze working on left side camp. Does grab that right side up in 1 minute 10 as it was already grabbed and pushed in a little bit. This is going to be Masquerade set up in the bush. Holpaka maybe going for channel. Possession level 4 from Sylvanas. We do have Aegis of Light for Urel. Let's see what they go into at level 7. Murden still trying to pull a Masquerade. Impale hits. Sylvanas with a handful of rapid damage. Karazim answers back. Hanzo. Great damage to follow up. Stormbolt onto Karazim, but that's more of a disengage CC tool. Hogger in the top lane doing his best to soak up here. As I mentioned, full scatter build. You've got blinding speed for Karazim. We'll probably see cleansing dashes later on. I'd like to hope. I hope so. Masquerade needing to use Burrow Charge. Purge onto Masquerade. The Black Arrow active as well. And Rabid Raccoons. I've been saying they've been frothing at the mouth, but I think that's actually kind of fitting, as they are going to find a kill into the main tank and a massive amount of siege on this bottom lane fort. The Black Arrow was already used by Sylvanas. Minion Wave is pretty thick. Inspired as well. Hazuo, that's a Swift Strike in from Blood. Muradin looking for a heavy impact with his level 7. Slow from your Oil Slick, and I can't believe Yasu doesn't get the kill. Yasu gets bit on the butt by Rhaegar, baby. Stormbolt. Oh no. Oh, what a weird interaction that was onto Genji, but Rhaegar will not be pulled too far out of position, and it is going to be Karazim felled by Muradin. 50% of the fort has already been taken down. Hogger's smashing a wave in the mid lane fort as well. Blood comes through. Shurikens. Little bounce to safety. I apologize. Looks like Blaze was able to set the kill into Muradin in the bottom lane. Haunting wave from Tank allows them to back off. Hogger. A few autos into Blood. Cool. Easy throw, dynamite throw back. Impale, Burrow Charge. No, just a Burrow Charge onto Disciple. And in the bottom lane, the wave amplified by Inspire and Black Arrow from Sylvanas as well. Rhaegar takes things down. $39 stacks on level 1 for Shuriken Mastery. 17 of 20 for Simple Geometry. I am forgetting how to drink liquids today. I've spilled everything. Muradin Dwarf tosses over onto Hazuabs. Staggering blow. Remember when Stark has said repeatedly forts are fake? 10 talents here on both sides. Mike, goodbye, Blaze. Wait a minute, he gets a bunker. Yeah, he's still dead. Meanwhile, Anubrak is going to do what he can and get a mid lane wave pushed up. This is going to be objective picked up by the side of Exodia Light. Sylvanas with an amplified wave is going to be able to take down the fort, and they lose objective, but macro-wise, things are so good for Rabid Raccoons. There is a Cocoon on Demurden, but that's... Rhaegar should have a chain heal. Ooh, Ancestral. Alright. No big deal. Heroic-wise, we didn't talk about any of this, but it is going to be Mind Control, Sacred Ground, Ancestral Healing, Shockwave Avatar, 7-sided Strike, Bunker, Cocoon, X-Strike, and Dragon's Arrow for the Hanzo. Muradin looking for an angle on the top lane rotation. I really want tower shots to come back. Get rid of the fort defenses, bring back tower shots. It's a I said it yesterday, I'll say it again. I've said it every day since the patch, basically. Why would you remove something that's a very common tool in MOBA games? And also, yeah, anyways. Karazim goes down to the Hogger and Murd in the top lane. This is going to be mid lane fort, probably picked off. Indeed it is. You've got periodic Reaver minions coming in through mid lane, but on the enemy side of things, for Rabid Raccoons, you got the periodic Reaver minions in top and bottom. Reaver minions don't have increased damage into structures. The big factor for Reaver minions, I always like to point this out, they have 50 physical armor and a good chunk of health. Currently sitting at 1,630. Melee minions also take quite a bit by 600 less, and they have obviously no physical armor. 13 talents here, almost here, where the cycling of numbers is about to complete, so you can check out what those are going to be. Masquerade and friends are considering to step up into this, but I hope not. I mean, Genji and Blaze are nowhere near this. This is an extremely risky attempt to do anything. And yeah, they'll let it go. Now, what's the game plan from Rabid Raccoons? Do they want to play aggressive and siege through bottom, or do they want to double boss and have priority across 3 lanes effectively? Uh-oh, wrap around. Muradin, scouted by a Sonic Arrow. Scatter goes out. Dwarf Toss, heavy impact. Yrel, Righteous Hammer. Mind Control is perfectly placed, and Hazuabs gets taken down. That's going to be a Cocoon onto the Rhaegar. It don't matter at all. As the Nubrak looks to burrow charge away, the Righteous Hammer misses onto Karazim, who did dash to safety at the last second. Level 13 on the left side. Collision Core, Shin Gun, Bronzebeard, Rage. No, actually, sorry. That's going to be Mad Lads with the Burning Beetles. Karazim goes into 6th Sense, and you do have that Fleet of Foot for Hanzo. No Ninja Assassin at level 13 for him. 7-sided strike from Karazim, but a few allies spread the damage around. The Dragon's Arrow lands from damn near. Hall of Storms, Swift Strike in, and Nubrak gets the kill credit for a Yrel, as the bottom lane boss is going to be at 30%, getting the keep lowered but not taken down. And our second objective phase, if memory serves correct, is going to be spawning on the north side of the map. We do have Tank resetting for full mana. Ubi is just running low on mana, but maybe they can magically build some up by grabbing this camp on the right side.
Soldiers and show the Horde what the Stormpipe Guard can do.
What are your thoughts on the fort armor also slows divers that failed to get implemented? My thoughts are they should bring back tower shots hit enemy heroes that dive allied heroes underneath their towers. Period. That's it. Bring that back. Get rid of this dumbass armor. I'm sorry, it's dumb. You've taken away an extremely common MOBA thing in that tower shots prioritizing enemy heroes with no minion wave or while they're diving the allied hero. It's just weird to me. It's just so weird. I don't like the change. Augur bouncing. Cocoon onto Sylvanas immediately. Karazim looking to back away. Big Dragon's Arrow from mid lane. But that's more of a disengaged tool than anything else. Meanwhile, a little bit of damage onto Yrel. There is going to be that camp pushing up in mid, but tower shots will take that down. The minion wave denying and delaying any extra siege. Channel coming through. Disciple interrupted. Scorch as well with that ignited oil slick. Ruby going for the channel. Genji is showing in bottom lane, and with 16 talents here, it looks like they're going to forego the objective and say, cool, you're not going to step up into us, we're just going to go ahead and grab this boss. You're sitting there delaying us out completely. 40 seconds of channel time is very doable for us to defend. Sacred ground from Disciple. Looking just to sit here and constantly delay out objective facing. 7-sided strike is percent base damage. That armor's not blocking that one. Ancestral comes through. Disciple still with that 50 armor. Scorch going for the counter channel to slow things down. The current channel rate is in favor of Exodia Light as the counter channel. Oh, it's so close. 17, 16s. Oh my god, this is so insanely close. But it is going to be kill into a new Brack. Scorch gets the counter channel. Blood looking for an interrupt. There's going to be a staggering blow. Bunker comes down from Blaze. And Genji hit with a handful of damage. Swift strike through. The shock rate wave misses. Scorch has the channel. 6.2 seconds remain. Rabid Raccoons want to chase in for more. Disciple getting punched up a little bit. Muradin dwarf toss over the wall. The beautiful piercing stormbolt. Yasu low. And that's Yeah Boy to fall next. Yasu may be able to back off. Taps well. Black arrow from Sylvanas is in mid. Muradin dwarf tossing over the wall. Sylvanas, do you have a mind control? Did she not have enough mana for it or something? I'm surprised she didn't go for that. She did have enough mana. I guess just holding, not anticipating being able to get that mind control. Sylvanas atop, Yrel with a handful of allies through bottom. Bottom keep could be taken down. Looks like Sylvanas will tap well for mana. Augur clears things out of mid. Yrel still pushing bottom lane. Muradin's going to scout out the Karazim around this corner. Hanzo and a new Barak as well. Top lane managed by the Karazim. No cleansing dash, by the way. He went way of 100 fists for the Radiant Dash volley of attack damage. Stormbolt over the wall. Mind control just to the side of Hanzo. Little NA lag right there. This mid keep is going to be weakened, but not taken down just yet. The black arrow from Sylvanas. Yrel is the wave push up on the bottom keep, which should confirm that. Big Dragon's Arrow into X-Strike as the staggering blows answered right back into the Genji. He'll activate Deflect. Cocoon onto Yrel. Bottom keep should go down. Mid keep is getting really low. Sacred Ground from Yrel immediately activated. Ancestral onto her as well. And that is going to be mid and bottom keep felled. Shockwave from Augur, Blaze. If they can kill a couple enemies here, Karazim jumping in. Disciple charging up that Righteous Hammer. Muradin dwarf tosses in. Staggering blow to follow up the Stormbolt. Masquerade with like 2 HP. As that is going to be a double kill. Double keep as well. Sacred Ground goes down the ground. And Rabid Raccoons won a 3-0 the enemy squad of Exodia Light. Here comes a Swift Strike from the Genji. Karazim punching in. Hanzo getting as many scatters and pokes as he can. Yasu may get taken down by Muradin, and indeed he will. The Vanguard Stormpike is doing his best to defend. Red health bars are getting low, but minion waves are crashing in. Sacred Ground from Yrel. And ladies and gentlemen, Cho'Gall champion Silly Samuro's Maiev Masters. That's going to be a 3-0 series in favor of Rabid Raccoons. They shut down and shut out the members of Exodia Light. And Exodia Light will be eliminated from this tournament in 4th place, taking, I believe, $0. I believe there is a tournament score, like, points, which I believe will carry over into Season 2 for, like, placement stuff. But either way, Rabid Raccoons make their way into tomorrow's first best-of-5 series. We're going to be having Rabid Raccoons versus Gaflo's Girthy Gremlins, and the winner of that series will make their way into the best-of-7 grand finals versus RIP.